Two running backs and a quarterback make up this week's Player of the Week nominees. We had 3 days of high school football action with teams looking to make statements against squads from within the Central section and programs that are on the national radar.
Coming up on the Sunday edition of FFX, the temperatures are coming down, but the season is heating up. Games in September coming down to the wire have a number of teams looking like they're ready to take their seasons deep into the playoffs. BHS, Stockdale, Highland East, and Wasco come into Week 4 looking to remain unbeaten. But the two teams out of the Power League fall to power programs late in the game. Liberty bounces back against Buchanan, and Garces has another run at a rival when San Joaquin Memorial comes to town for Holy Bowl 51. Lions and footballs and Bears, oh my. Miramonte and Arvin face off with both teams looking for win number 1. The West High Vikings go to battle with the Trojans of Foothill, and Bakersfield Christian outlasts Tehachapi. Plus, with South Sequoia League play kicking off next week, it's time for our FFX League predictions, and we're about to shake things up. He's ready. They're ready. We're ready. 30 minutes of nonstop action is coming right at you. This is FFX.
From the 17 News Studio, this is the Sunday edition of FFX with 17 Sports Director Lena Washington and Tabitha Mills. FFX.
Welcome to the Sunday edition of FFX. I'm Lena Washington. She is Tabitha Mills, and we are a month into the high school football season, and we've seen shutouts and blowouts. And this season already, we had a number of Friday night games decided in the final seconds of regulation this week.
This was a week for local programs to make a big statement against teams they could face again in the postseason, and we have 3 days worth of action to cover tonight.
And it all started on Thursday night with the Bakersfield High School Drillers. BHS outscored its first two opponents 94-7, but neither of those teams have won a game this season, so it was hard to get a good gauge on the Drillers. That was until Thursday when a top 20 team in the state, Chaminade out of West Hills, rolled into town. Led by a head coach that's from Bakersfield, both teams knew the magnitude of the game, and the setting made it even bigger. Bakersfield College's Memorial Stadium, the site for this matchup. BHS without a home as Griffith Field undergoes renovation this year. The play of the game for the Drillers coming in the second quarter. Chaminade driving, but Caden Ochoa picks off Brevin White and takes it back 41 yards for Bakersfield. That's a pick six, and the Drillers take the lead 13-7. But Chaminade responds. TJ Pledger running it in 42 yards to put the Eagles back out in front 14-13. That was your score at halftime. We have ourselves a barn burner here. BHS scores the first touchdown of the second half, but Chaminade scores two more, plus a two-point conversion to take the 28-20 lead. The Drillers had a chance to score a touchdown with under 30 seconds left in regulation, but the ball is fumbled inside the 5 and recovered by Chaminade. BHS takes its first loss of the season, 28-20. The Drillers play Valencia at Centennial next week, so that game will also be replayed on our sister station, the CW, on Saturday. Here's BHS head coach Paul Gola and on the loss, and Chaminade head coach Ed Croson, a Highland grad, on the Drillers.
You know, when two great teams play, it always comes down to turnovers. Always. You know, when something's on the line, it's going to be penalties and turnovers. I'm proud of the way our kids play. I'm proud of the way they battle. I love what our kids did up front. And it's a great opportunity for our leaders to see what we're about when we hit adversity.
And they did a great job defensing us and keeping us off balance. And really, I got a ton of respect for Bakersfield High School Drillers.
Now to Liberty, the Patriots coming off a stunning 38-0 loss to Central at home last week, hosting Clovis Buchanan. The Bears get on the board in the first quarter. Zach Presno with a 52-yard touchdown run puts the Bears up 7-0. But on the ensuing kickoff, the Bears get introduced to Johnny Balderas. Maybe they didn't know about Johnny, but Johnny's deep to receive. Johnny can run. See Johnny run. Johnny runs fast. Johnny scores a touchdown on the kickoff. The extra point is no good, but Liberty trails by just one. Second quarter, Liberty set to score again. Bryson Falconer's pass is tipped. I lost it, but that's okay because Grant Bice knew exactly where it was. It's in his arms, and he's bouncing around, pushed back, but finds the outside. and battles his way to the end zone. Curtis Brown makes the catch in the end zone for the 2-point conversion to make up for that blocked extra point. So Liberty leads 14-7 at the half. Third quarter, time for some Sammy Stewart FaceTime. He has a short run to make it 21-7 Pats, and then Balderas with a pick six soon after would put Liberty up 28-7 in the third. The Patriots beat the Bears 35-14. Liberty will be at Cathedral Catholic in San Diego next week. Now to Stockdale. The Mustangs coming in 3-0 going into this matchup against Clovis. The Black Hole was rocking for this one. Last year, the Mustangs had Clovis on the ropes but could not close it out. First quarter, Clovis on the move. That's Trey Lake dropping back and finding Clayton Alexander for the touchdown. The Cougars score first to take the 7-0 lead. Still in the first, Lake, he's looking, and he finds a Mustang. That is Nick Maiden for a short pick six. Stockdale means business this season, folks. Watch out for them. The extra point is missed, so the Mustangs trail by 1. Second quarter now. Jacob Ruley under center. Passes to Jalen Smith. He's in the corner. He scores a Stockdale touchdown, and they go for 2, because why not? The extra point was missed, and they get that point back. Stockdale leads 14-7 in the locker room going into the half. Third quarter, though, Clovis comes out swinging. Lake with an absolute dime to Tyson Frazier for the tying touchdown. This would be back and forth in the second half, and the trombone section was having some fun tonight. Stockdale would fire back in the third quarter. We'll see some of the Stockdale Mustangs marching band going to work in the stands. As I said, the Black Hole, all the fans rocking at Stockdale. This one came down to the wire. This is Elisha Ortiz finding the end zone for Stockdale. Back and forth we go. Stockdale scores a touchdown in the final seconds of regulation to make it 28-27, but the 2-point conversion for the win fails, and the Cougars hang on to beat the Mustangs. 28-27 is your final. Stockdale is at West next week. All right, you can always keep up to speed on our scores and get our perspective on the sidelines on game days using Twitter and using the hashtag #ThisIsFFX. Post your game day photos using that hashtag, and you will see them on our KGET website.
You're watching FFX!
Welcome back. While Highland ended up becoming one of the surprises at the end of the last season, East finished with a disappointing 1-win season. That 1 win coming against another 1-win team, Miramonte. But here we are with both Highland and East heading into week 4, 3-0, ramping up this East Side rivalry and giving the players for both teams an added sense of pride.
We've been working really hard. Coach Sears has been a great job working hard for us, working us out, and we're very thankful to be 3-0.
It feels real good because coming from East High, it hasn't been like that for a while, but you know, we came together and we decided that we needed to push harder this year.
And push harder the Blades would do. To the E block we go. We get there late, but hey, the second quarter, East on top 14-0. It's the Scots ball deep in their own territory, struggling to get on the board. Number 26, Jason Carter, comes down with a beautiful 81-yard pass, taking it to the 15-yard line. Then later on this drive, as the Scots try to get into the end zone on 4th down, this happens. A major fumble, the pass, or the snap rather, sailing over Zika Rambalou's head, and that's a bummer for the Highland Scots. But then after some back and forth action, Highland ball again, and less than a minute left in the half rather, Zeke Arambalou recovers with another beauty to number 2, Bo Brandon, for a 45-yard touchdown pass. But it's the Blades that get the last laugh in this one to stay undefeated, beating the Scots 27-21. East has a bye. Highland travels to Golden Valley next week. Now South at Independence. The Falcons still looking for their first win on the season. Independence set to score. J.R. Lehman on the quarterback keeper. It looks like his knee is down before the goal line, but the officials rule it a touchdown, so the extra point is good. Falcons up 7-0. South responds. Aries Harris pitches to Ciante Bell. We've seen a lot of him already this season, and he gets in the score to tie it up at 7. Full moon out tonight, so hey, things could get weird. Anything could happen. The cheerleaders from South are loving it. And this will be Jeremy Mitchell making it past the South High defense, taking it all the way to the house. Independence takes the lead, and Independence would run away with this game, and it would be Falcons 49-26 is your final. South hosts Tulare Western, and Independence travels to Tulare Union next week. Now let's head over to West. The Vikings hosting the Trojans of Foothill. First quarter, Ray Gutierrez takes the handoff, and he runs in for the 10-yard touchdown. Trojans up 7-0. Foothill on the move again after West turns the ball over on downs. Nick Eliselda with a long pass, and that is Mark Gallegos completing the drive with a touchdown. The extra point is missed, but Foothill leads 13-0. The Vikings get on the board here before the half is over. 8 yards out, Dante Duplessis with the touchdown run. This one would turn into a battle, and the Vikings hold on to beat the Trojans 29-26. All right, South Sequoia League teams begin facing off next week, so it's time for me and Tabitha to share our league predictions.
FFX Player of the Week is sponsored by Lucille's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Welcome back. Congratulations once again to Highlands' Gabriel Johnson, who came away with our first Player of the Week honor on Friday. Now it's time to unveil 3 more nominees for you, the viewers and fans, to vote on as this week's Player of the Week.
Voting ends Wednesday at midnight, and the winner will be announced on Friday during FFX at 11:15, and he will come away with a 17 Sports prize pack.
All right, so let's get to it. Our first Player of the Week nominee is Taft's Robert Cozine. This is footage from previous games, but on Friday night, Cozine rushed for 433 yards and 5 touchdowns in the Wildcats' 70-35 win over Exeter. That's just 23 yards shy of the current Central Section rushing record, according to Cal High Sports. Robert Cozine seemingly running the show up in Taft, and he's one of our FFX Player of the Week nominees.
Our second nominee is East High's Raymond Marquez. Marquez rushed for 74 yards and scored 3 touchdowns, including the game winner for East to improve to 4-0. They were short touchdown runs, but he ends up being the E-Block's hero this week, so Raymond Marquez gets one of our Player of the Week nominations.
Our third and final nominee is Garces quarterback Connor Bruce. Bruce led Garces to a 63-20 win over rival San Joaquin Memorial with 3 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing, accounting for 409 total yards of offense for the Rams. It was his birthday this weekend, so a stellar performance for the senior QB, just turned 18. Connor Bruce getting our third FFX Player of the Week nomination. Voting is now open. You can vote as often as you want on all 3 platforms every day up until Wednesday at midnight. When the poll closes, you can vote on our website, KernGoldenEmpire.com. Just click the Sections tab on the homepage and look for the FFX section under the Sports tab to vote. You can vote on our Twitter, KGT News, and our Facebook on KGT-TV17 Bakersfield. Now, that's all the time we have for you tonight, but be sure to follow me and Tabitha on Twitter, Washington KGT, Tabitha_KGET. You'll find our score updates and more under that hashtag, and use your pictures under that hashtag.
We want to see them.
We want to see them on our website, KGT.com, KernGoldenEmpire.com. Now, that's all the time we have for you tonight. We'll be back here on Friday at 11:15 for action from Week 5.
From all of us here at KGET, thank you for watching and have a great weekend.
For 17 News 24 hours a day, visit KernGoldenEmpire.com.